Everybody, HomeSliceHenry here, and before we hop into the video, I did want to give a big thank you to you guys. Last night on stream, we actually passed 2,000 subscribers, which is a number that just genuinely blows my mind. So thank you from the bottom of my heart to everyone who has been watching the videos. This month has been absolutely unreal in terms of support. We started the month at around 300 some subscribers, so the fact that we're at 2,000 is absolutely crazy. Thank you so much to everyone who's been supporting, and without further ado, we'll hop into the video. Hey everybody, HomeSliceHenry here, and in today's video, we are taking a look at the Acid Spray Only Challenge in the Ultra League Premier Cup. I have done this challenge. I did it earlier in the Great League, but I did want to kind of level up the challenge and see if I could do the more difficult version in the Ultra League Premier Cup. For this challenge, I did decide to use a team consisting of an Escavalier lead, which has the fast move of Counter, and then of course Acid Spray. I have Alolan Muck as my safe swap with Poison Jab and Acid Spray. I picked Poison Jab specifically because it does more damage than Snarl, and then I have a regular Victory Bell with Razor Leaf and Acid Spray. And without spoiling too much, I was able to get quite a few more wins, and I am super happy with how it turned out. So let's hop into these battles. And we're hopping into the game against Remy03, leading a Escavalier into Clefable. Since this is a neutral matchup, I am going to safe swap into Alolan Muck to see if they have any hard answers to Poison. They bring out a Lapras. This is really good news for me because this tells me that they don't have a hard answer to Poison, like a Gallade running Confusion, for example. So Victory Bell should have a pretty good matchup in back. And I am going to let the Skull Bash through, that's fine. My goal is just to get off both Acid Sprays, so then my Escavalier is going to have a really easy time farming all the way down. Land both Acid Sprays, and they are able to farm me down. I'm going to come in with the Escavalier and tank the charge move. And that's just a Surf, that's fine. And we're able to counter all the way down because their defense is 3 stages debuffed. Clefable comes back in. I'm going to land the Acid Spray, then quick swap into the Victory Bell. Land the Acid Spray, that does a decent chunk of damage. We swap into Victory Bell, and they have a Shadow Snorlax in back. And since we were able to preserve both shields, we are going to be able to win this matchup versus the Shadow Snorlax. All we have to do is commit both shields, land an Acid Spray when it's available, and then we'll be able to Razor Leaf down and apply a ton of pressure to the Clefable. We are going to commit the second shield here, and as you can see from their health, they're not going to be able to get to a third one. So from here, the match is looking pretty straightforward. And we are able to force them to throw just because they would have been farmed down. They go for the Meteor Mash. We come back in with a very healthy Escavalier, and my opponent concedes the match. And this is actually our first game attempting this, so we're able to take the win in game 1, which is fantastic. And we're hopping into game number 2, leading a Escavalier into Empoleon. This is a fantastic lead for us. They're going to safe swap into Toxicroak. Unfortunately, I don't have a good response to Toxicroak. Unfortunately, Toxicroak does resist all of my fast moves, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stay in, commit one shield, and throw the Acid Spray, and then switch into Victory Bell. And I'm hoping that I can farm all the way down. Charge move coming through, I am going to commit the second shield to keep switch advantage, and it's a Sludge Bomb. And the Toxicroak attempts to go for the Sludge Bomb, unfortunately cannot quite get there, so even though I'm down a shield, I'm able to keep switch, which is absolutely massive. Alright, Empoleon comes back in. I'm going to land the Acid Spray, and it looks like they're trying to farm me down, which is a mistake because I'm doing so much damage, and I'm actually going to be able to farm them all the way down. They come in with a Togekiss, and from here, I'm in a really great spot with my Poison Jab Muck. I'm going to be able to go straight for the Acid Spray, and I should be in a good spot here. At this point, I was a little worried about their charge moves, so I actually switched into a Escavalier to try and catch. Unfortunately, they hold on to their energy, but I'm able to get to an Acid Spray of my own, and since its defense is already lowered, this should be enough to take it out and give me the win. So actually, in our first 2 attempts on this challenge, we won both of them, which is absolutely insane. Yeah, don't know, but I'll take it. And this was game number 4 that we had attempted. A Swampert lead into a Escavalier. This is not great. Them having Swampert on the team is good because we can delete it really easily with the Victory Bell. But in this alignment is not the best. So we get the Acid Spray through, and we're going to let this go. It's the Earthquake, and we're just going to go down. We're going to get some counter damage in, and then we're going to come in with the Victory Bell and delete the Swampert. And let's see what they have. So they have a Muck, and I'm going to catch the Dark Pulse onto my Muck where it is going to be resisted. So that way they waste all that energy, whereas my Victory Bell stores some, and they have an Ampharos in back. This is actually looking doable. So long as I keep both shields for the Victory Bell, and I keep both of those shields for shielding charge moves from Muck, I should be able to win this. Thunder Punch coming through. I'm going to try and get to the Acid Spray. Unfortunately, it's a CMP tie. I am not going to commit the shield. I'm going to let this go. I'm going to come in with Victory Bell. They get to a charge move. This should just be a Thunder Punch, which is resisted, so I can let this go. I'm able to farm down, and I'm able to get the Acid Spray off on Muck, which is huge. And since I have 2 shields, they're going to have a really difficult time getting to the amount of energy they need to take me out. As you can see, I'm able to do so much damage to them because of the Acid Spray, and I'm able to sneak a Razor Leaf through. So long as this charge move... Oh no, lag. So I was going to say, so long as this charge move goes through, the Razor Leaf should register and they die, which they do. So we're able to take the game. As you can see, in the first set of us attempting this, I was actually able to go 3-2, so a positive set using only Acid Spray. I don't know how that happened, but I will take it. Alright, and hopping into the next match here, and this was quite a bit later on, we get a Venusaur lead. And they're going to safe swap into Electivire, which makes sense, because Venusaur does not have a good matchup against... the Escavalier by any means. They shield up the Acid Spray, and I swap on the charge move to catch the Wild Charge. Which is perfect, because I resist the Wild Charge. I'm going to shield the next one, because this is probably the Ice Punch, but since they've debuffed themselves, and I've debuffed them, 2 Razor Leaf should be able to take them out, and I'm able to keep switch advantage, which is massive. They're waiting the clock, and they're probably coming back in with the Venusaur, because the Victory Bell can't really do anything to the Venusaur. They actually switch into Magnezone, which is a super interesting play to say the least, because now I'm able to get a debuff off on the Magnezone. My Razor Leafs are doing a ton of damage. I come in with a Escavalier. I'm able to get it low, so we're in an okay spot here. They Wild Charge me. I'm going to let that go, because Wild Charge is going to debuff them further. Now their defense is lowered by 4 stages, and I should be able to Poison Jab down with the Muck. And now I have the Muck versus the Venusaur, and since I kept that shield, I didn't use it on a Escavalier, I'll actually be able to win this matchup. I'm going to go for the Acid Spray, because all charge moves from Venusaur are going to be resisted, so they're going to need a ton of charge moves to get us finished off. Another charge move coming through. This will not kill me, so I can safely no-shield this Frenzy Plant, and now they need to get to 2 more. I'm able to get to another Acid Spray to make my Poison Jabs do even more damage, and from here, there's not really anything they can do. I'm going to be able to take this game. They get to a Frenzy Plant, but unfortunately they need 2 stacked, which they do not have, and I'm able to Poison Jab down and get the win. So as you can see, yeah, the Acid Spray only challenge in the Ultra Premier Cup, able to get some wins. And you might be asking, well, HomeSlice, how does this do against Charmhole? Well, here we go. We're coming up against a Lapras lead, and they're going straight for the Surf. We're going to let this go. We're not too worried about a Surf, and we are going to go for the Acid Spray. Acid Spray, especially in a not great matchup like this, will often cause them to switch out, which they do into a Clefable. And we're going to counter with Muck, and we're going to be able to land the Acid Spray. Seeing as this was Clefable, this may have been a slight misplay. Seeing a non-Togekiss Charmer, I probably should have switched into the Victory Bell in case there was a Togekiss in back, but in this situation my opponent didn't have a Togekiss, so it ended up working out. I'm able to commit 1 shield and farm all the way down. Lapras is going to come back, but I'm going to be able to Acid Spray it. So again, they switched out of the Acid Spray debuff, but it's applied right back on. Now those Poison Jabs are starting to chunk away. I'm going to let this go down and come right back in with the Escavalier. Oh, it looks like I actually come in with the Victory Bell because I was hard reading the line. So I intentionally came in with Victory Bell to get ahead on energy there. And Grand Bull, since this is the Charm variant, can only get to 1 charge move. So I can shield that up, farm all the way down, and have another Acid Spray for Lapras. Switched out of the debuff twice, unsuccessfully. And now I'm doing a ton of damage. I switch into a Scavalier, and one counter is able to take them out and get the win. So win number 5, which is fantastic. I did manage to have a 6th win on stream, but unfortunately my screen recording cut out halfway through, so I don't have the footage, which absolutely breaks my heart. I will be looking at getting a better screen capturing software to avoid that happening in the future. But all in all, I'm super happy with how the challenge went. We were able to get 6 wins. Previously, I had only managed 1 when I tried it in the Ultra League Premier Cup, so a huge improvement. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching as always. If you're new and you enjoyed this kind of content, whether it's meme teams or analysis, definitely hit that subscribe button. It's free and helps out the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.